However, my name is Alex. I am on the third year of computer and electronics engineering, and actually today I'll be just talking about an cool business cards and actually CH32 microcontrollers, which are very awesome, I would say, in terms of price and the features that they are doing. Well, I think we could quickly start with a concept and actually with an idea. So, the idea was being pretty simple. When I'm actually going out somewhere, I just need to give somebody my contacts like Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever. But the problem usually comes when I'm actually doing in somewhere in a places where I didn't have internet. Like I can open just Instagram and show in a link because there's no internet. Or as usual, I forget to charge my phone. Yes, I know I should have an power bar, but I'm an engineer. I didn't choose for easy solution, so bye. I'll be doing it in a business card. So let's start with the first attempt I have. So I basically just take an OLED screen that you can get from AliExpress for very cheap and try to go with it. As you can see, it didn't work very well because I thought that these two color screens are actually have an two color of a pixel, so you can go for yellow pixel and for the blue pixel. But unfortunately, it's not true. As you can see here, what in reality happens, you have some part of it with actually yellow pixels and some part of it with blue pixels. And you have a stripe in the middle. Why? I have no idea. Just because. And if you're actually trying to put in QR code in it, it will be not working. So it was been very disappointing experience for me. And one more order of parts, I get and just a white OLED screen which will be working. So then I decide, okay, time for schematic, time for PCB. So I can have a schematic here. And it didn't work so well as it would be expected. Originally, I would have an idea also including a small radio module that would be actually a scan all interference around 5.8 gigahertz. However, AliExpress really messed up with the orders and sent me some close distance measuring sensor for some reason. So I didn't have it, so sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, I actually in my schematic go for the PCB. In my schematic, I actually included two CH32 batteries, which will be power this thing, and then diode. Yes, very dumb decision how to lower your voltage from 6 volts to the 5 volts. And if you're good in electronics, you probably already think that it's connected incorrectly. It's true. Well, I solved this issue a little bit later. I will show you. I will show the way how I did it. So you can have that module that is powered for 5 volts. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. And you can have a screen. 2 push buttons. I still have a plan. Probably some funny game in it, like Snake or something like that, just for fun. Like when you have nothing to do, you can open your business card and play Snake. Why not? Sounds fun. And this transistor should be just giving us power for this model. But unfortunately, I didn't have model, so yeah. Well, let's talk about PCB design. I tried to make it beautiful. And I would say I almost done it, except the mistakes in the schematic I've done. So yeah. So I spent like a couple of hours in a designer to make this whole thing been actually looking nice. I think I have one not soldered PCB, so I can go and show for everybody how it's looking. Yeah. But the trick is actually put some cool stuff over there. Even told about like grounded drone, things like that. So I managed to do it like in a FPV drones, like ideas, which is interest for me. Anyway, I would now continue with CH32 chips. The first thing you need to know is you can get them very cheap, like £1 per 10 chips, which is very good deal. If you get sending anything, not just a piece of paper with chips printed, but you just need to check and seller where you're buying, but alright. And another thing you'll be definitely need is a programmer for it. It's a very cheap and very nice programmer. I have it all plugged in to my laptop. But the fun starts when you're going to the software. Well, obviously I have two paths. Path one, going with reading Chinese manuals, which is very complicated, even with Google Translator. Because I'm very bad in Chinese, I didn't know, I never learned it, I'm sorry, but yeah. Another thing, there's very good open source project called CH32 funk, which basically throws away all proprietary part from this microcontroller and puts it completely in open source, which allow you to program it very well. And thank you one more time, thank you for people who translated a manual to the English and in very good English. So you can have a very good manual and actually very good open source project for programming it. And now the programming this chip becomes more interesting. Well, let's talk a little bit about setup you will need to do. First thing you can figure out it will be that will be need is actually LS IP if you're using Windows. I tried to launch it in a Windows, like in a program for flashing the microcontroller. Guys, just don't do it. Don't do it. It will be not work properly. Just get a VCL for you, run it on a VCL and flash it using USB IP. Just don't run it in Windows. It will take you a lot of time to do it, and at the end of it, the Windows update will be screw all your work. We love you, Microsoft. So, another thing I managed to get is, so setting USB IP stack from actually my Windows machine where I have plugged in my microcontroller to my VCL so it can talk to the programmer and actually can flash the chip. But unfortunately there has been some very strange bug I was been facing for a long time, which goes no matter how I do, it just resets flashing. And the solution was, for some reason, I get official software that the company produces for the chips, and just setting here in a target full reset. And it's reset the chip and it's starting flashing. I don't know why. Magic. I don't know. Sometimes programming microcontroller is for magic. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on the mood. So, let's talk about actually CDK and actually how it's done. I would say the CDK and guys for CH32 done very well, very good job. Because actually you can have in a kit. So when you actually cloning the library, set up in your environment from the scratch, out of the box. You have library for the screen, and you have a library for actually all standard libraries, everything. So you don't need to implement anything. So for me, it would be just a couple of lines of code to do my project. So I just initialized the screen using the standard function that was being provided by CH32 fun guys, which do very outstanding job. And if you're actually trying to program any CH32, I would highly recommend go for it. Read an example. They're very good. They actually managed to make a GPIO configuration, like an Arduino style, when you can set pin mode something and you can configure a pin, which is very outstanding job. And for actually main code, I actually done the displaying image with a QR code in a separate file. I will be telling about why I'm having in a separate file in a minute, and actually just displaying it. But you can say, is everything looking so good? But there should be something that can go wrong. And when I try to display, for some reason, I tried to display in my code, like you can see .2f and a float number. Something strange happened. And in my head, when I see that, it was being like, what the hell is going on? It's like, not working at all. So just, I was been expecting a float number, but it just prints 2f for some reason. That makes sense. But it was being in a bug in that software actually, in that CDK. Hopefully it will be fixed, but it's not that. Now I'm getting closer to the why I put in a separate file and my QR code. Because actually write in a simple Python tool. Yes, I'm using API for generating QR codes. Don't judge me, please. Thank you. Why I'm doing it? Because I'm lazy. Okay? It's an obvious reason why I'm using API for generating a QR code. I'm lazy. But there's an option to do it with a Python library, but I wouldn't go. So I write a very simple script that actually takes a string that you can actually provide as an argument, and it actually turns it to the QR code that you can copy, that you can put to the all code I've written, compile and put to your device, and it will be update the QR code. So now we are getting to the very interesting detail as well. I would actually go to have a link to the business card. So yeah, you can do those. And one very interesting thing you can actually see is a transparent case. And it would be more impressive if I say it's 3D printing. Not in university 3D printing, unfortunately, but I think we'll get very soon to it. I promise. I think we need to do it, but actually it's an order from GOC PCB. And it's very, very interesting option. So to have a transparent case printed out for your custom design, and it's not really expensive. I paid for 5 PCBs, and for 4 cases I paid £16 plus delivery, which is not too bad. And I want to thank you and Alex, which actually been showing to me. So much appreciated. So we have another person who has been contributed to this project. So yeah, in overall it would be £16. Another thing you can figure out, I have a front cover of it, but something went terribly wrong. I realized when I was doing my front cover, I forgot to include in my calculation outer size of the shelf I'm using. So my buttons was being shifted a couple of millimeters. Yeah, sometimes I need really use my brain, but unfortunately, sometimes it decides to go off. And especially it's very good that you have an actual device in a hand. We'll be quickly checking how attentive you are in looking at the device. But for these who didn't touch it, I have a picture for you. I missed something very important in this design, and something very obvious. Have anyone any ideas what I missed in this design in this business card? It's very basic thing, but yep.
Power switch.
Yes, I forgot about goddamn power switch. Okay, guys, you already hear it. I think it's time for facepalm. Because it's very obvious and the first thing you need to think about. But I forgot about it. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't have a power switch. I probably should have here a video with facepalm. Yeah. Alright. Did you be doing Microsoft? Alright. Imagine it's facepalm, okay? So yeah, I just forgot about switch. It's true. So, but afterwards it was been a very fun project, which I managed to get and very interesting results. Unfortunately I didn't have slides for it, But we figure it's very interesting detail about the flickering of the screen. For some reason, it flickers on Android phones. Like I have it on my Pixel, I can see the screen, it's actually a bit. But if you take an iPhone and try and scanning same QR code, it works normally. Some magic as well. We need to investigate. Probably somehow connected to the refresh rate. But yeah. Alright. I think it's everything I want to tell. So, any questions for me? Anything? Yep. Sure.
How did the JLP?
There you go.
Sorry. How did the JLC PCB ordering go? Because I haven't used them for printing yet.
It's very nice. So you just send it to them, and so I'm ordering from them really a lot. Never failed an order, nothing. So it's very good company. I would honestly like them as my sponsor. Unfortunately, it's too good.
Do they just take STLs like a normal 3D print?
They now actually started to do everything. Actually, the 3D print, SNC, they even, a couple of days ago, I see they even can do like connectors for you.
Oh.
So it's very cool company. So yeah. Anything else? Any question? Yep.
So when programming or changing the QR code, you have to plug in the program every single time.
Yeah, it's actually one of the downsides of this chip because they didn't have any like USB or everything, so I need to plug in programmer.
Very small.
But one thing which is very cool that they use actually one wire for programming, which is not too complicated when you need to wire it. Anything else? Alright, I think it's everything, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much appreciated. Oh yeah. Thank you.
It might start working again, but it starts to load up in the shops.
Shall I?